Hey there, everyone. I want to do a little recap from my sermon this past Sunday. The passage that we looked at is from Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 9. Really famous passage where Paul writes, "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all, for the Lord is near. And don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Here's a thought that I really didn't cover on Sunday, but if you missed Sunday, I encourage you to go back online. You can go to our church website, click on the Sermons tab, and you get to the recordings that we have there of my message audio. Anyway, but when you look at this passage, it's really interesting, and somebody shared this with me a number of years ago. Paul said, present everything to God, right? Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, right? Just an ongoing sense of presenting ourselves to God with a spirit of gratitude to God, thanksgiving, trusting Him. Present your request to God. Present who you are, all of who we are, our cares, our prayer requests. Man, bring it before the throne of grace. Bring it to God. And then Paul goes right on and says, and when we do that, the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard our hearts and our minds in Christ Jesus. Right? What is not in that passage that often in evangelical culture we like to insert into that passage or insert into our belief system? This is what Paul doesn't say. Right? Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, with prayer and petition, present your request to God. And when the prayer requests are answered the way you want them to be answered, then the peace of God will transcend all understanding and guard your heart. No, that's not what he says, right? It's not the answering of our prayer that brings us peace and brings us that calm confidence of God's presence and His love and His power in our lives. It's not just things going the way we want and God doing what we ask Him to do, and then we have peace, and then we have joy. No, it is our faith perspective of presenting ourselves to God. Right? That perspective that says, God, I trust in you. Here I am, man. Here I am. This is all of who I am, Lord. You know it even more than I do. But these are my fears. These are my questions. These are my desires. This is how my heart is crying out. Lord, here it is, and I trust you. It is that perspective that opens the door to the peace that transcends all understanding, because we've opened the door to Christ and trusting Him. So something to think about. Guys, thanks so much. Love you.